How do you get reviews for your book on Amazon? That's what I'll be talking about in today's short video. I'm going to share with you my number one tip for getting reviews, whether it's those first reviews to get your book started or whether you want to boost an existing book. And the good news is it's a lot easier than you might think. Hi, I'm John Ty, author of Crush It with Kindle. Full disclosure, I've got some notes with me. I want to make sure that you get everything you need to do this. Quick bit of background for you. My books have got over 500 five-star reviews on Amazon. I'm not saying that to brag. I just want you to know that I know how to help you get the reviews that you're looking for, especially those first few, which are the hardest to get and also the most important, because it's kind of a catch-22. Without reviews in place, people are unlikely to buy your book. And without book sales, you can't get the reviews. Now, add into that the fact that typically only about 1% of book buyers actually bother to leave a review. And you can see how hard it is to get started. So I'm going to give you my number one tip to get started and get that initial traction. And by the way, if you like this kind of stuff, I put together a book bundle that you can get. It's super, super inexpensive. You get 3 books plus 3 bonuses. And it's 100% guaranteed. So if you don't like it for any reason, let me know. I'll give you your money back in full, and you can keep the book bundle and the bonuses. And you can go to johnbookbundle.com and grab that. I'll put a link to that in the comments after I've finished the video. Okay, so how do we do it? Well, there's lots of ways to get reviews. Also, lots of ways to increase the likelihood that somebody will leave a review if they've got your book. But I'm just going to share one with you today. And then if you want more, let me know in the comments and I can do some other videos. But the one that we're going to do today is really it's the lowest hanging fruit. It's the one you can deploy very, very quickly, very easily. It costs nothing to do. And it will really kind of boost your book sales, whether it's, like I say, whether it's a brand new book or whether you're boosting an existing book. So are you ready for the tip? Okay, so the number one tip for getting reviews is to ask. Okay, I know it sounds simple, but yet it's very, very effective. And the trick is you've got to ask in the right way. So let me go through. I'm just looking at my notes here, make sure I get the chronology right. So I'll talk about what makes a good review. I'll talk about how to get them in a moment. But by way of putting it into context, let's talk about the chronology. This is a question I get asked a lot. So, how do you can't get reviews until your book is published and live on Amazon. So how do you get the reviews? How do you tie that in with the marketing or the launch if you're doing a book launch? And the answer is simple. You publish the book on Amazon so that it's live, it's up and for sale, but you don't actually do any marketing straight away. Now, obviously, if your book's live already, you've done this. But if it's just coming out, publish the book, make it live. Now, the reality is that there are more than 10 million books on Amazon. So unless you either have a big following already or you do something to promote your book, people aren't going to be going to that page. Now, that doesn't sound great, but actually that's actually really good for us, because what it means is we've got a window where we can start getting those initial reviews in. Okay, those are the reviews that are going to give us the social proof and help us get the book sales down the line. So you've got this little sort of calm, quiet period where you can get the reviews in. So publish the book, make it live on Amazon, then you go and ask for the reviews. I'll talk you through that in a second. And then once those reviews are in place, then you can either do your book launch or do your marketing or do your paid advertising, whatever it is that you're planning to do. And obviously, I'm not going to cover that in this video, but that's the chronology. Next bit is, how many reviews do you need before you start marketing or launching your book? Well, good news here is you really don't need very many. The rule of thumb that I always give to people is you need 5 to 10 good reviews to get started. And really, once you've got 5, you're good to go. Yes, more good reviews is always going to be better, but there's a really big diminishing return. So it's those first reviews that make all the difference. So once you've got 5, maybe a few more, you're good to go. So let's talk about how to do that. How do you get those initial reviews? So really, what you want to do is be reaching out to friends, to peers, to colleagues, to social media contacts, anybody who is going to be interested in whatever type of book it is that you've written. Trick is to create a shortlist and then reach out individually. So no bulk emails, no social media posts going out to everybody. You want to reach out on an individual basis. That's really critical if you're going to succeed. A top tip for doing this is just go through your contact list. So get your phone out, scroll through your contact list on your phone, make a short list. Do the same with your social media contacts. And you don't need to reach out to anybody, to everybody. You only need to reach out to a handful of people. So what I would suggest is maybe to begin with, get a short list of, say, the 10 to 20 people who you think are the most likely to leave a review. And then reach out to them individually, explain, what it is you want to do, why it's important, because it is absolutely critical for your book to succeed. Most people are going to be happy to help, especially if it's a subject they're interested in, especially if you've kept them informed about the progress of the book as you've been writing it. Now, start with that list of 10 to 20 people. You can always go back to your contact list and create another shortlist if you need to, if you don't get enough reviews to straight away. One important thing is you have to set a deadline. Okay, so decide when you want to get those reviews in place by relative to when you want to start doing your marketing, when you want to maybe do the book launch, any paid advertising. Have a deadline in advance of that, and don't be afraid to politely chase people. People will say yes, and they will absolutely mean to do it, and then they will forget because life gets in the way. So you probably will need to chase quite a few of those people that actually say yes. Don't be afraid to do that. Really important, or they will forget. Okay, so that's really the process. Make it easy for them. Email them. Contact them if they've said yes. Email them a link to the book on Amazon, so they can go straight to the page. Now, what about? I said I'd talk about what makes a good review. So that's quite important as well. So something that says, this book was amazing, or go and buy this book, that's not a great review. That's not going to be very convincing. Yes, if you got the 4 or 5 stars next to it, that's good. But really what makes a good review is something that's sort of insightful about the book. And we could do a whole video on what makes a good review, but I'm just going to give you a couple of tips, high level overview here. So something that's some sort of intelligent comment that shows that the person's actually read the book, that they've actually thought about it, that they've actually enjoyed it, some sort of insight, especially something that's going to intrigue the prospective reader. If you can use those reviews to sort of hook people in and get them wanting to know more about your book, and that's kind of what you want to do with all of your book marketing, is you want to hook people in, intrigue them, get them wanting to read more. So something that just, maybe without spoilers, obviously, but something that tells people the book is worth reading, that the person's actually bothered to read it and they've enjoyed it. That's what's going to convince people to buy. Okay, so that's basically, I'm just checking the notes here. That's basically the whole thing. So, like I say, ask people, go through your contact list, make a short list of sort of 10 to 20 people, reach out to them, set a deadline. Don't be afraid to chase, and give them a steer, make it easy for them, give them a link to your books page, explain, just kind of the overview of what makes a good review. Just some kind of intelligent and intriguing comment would be perfect. And that's it. And that's how you get those initial reviews in place. And then you'll start making the book sales. And then we can talk about other things in other videos about how you can encourage people to leave reviews once you start making the sales. But that will make an enormous difference to any marketing you do, any paid advertising that you do, any kind of book launch. So hope you found that useful. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you would like me to cover in future videos. Click like, subscribe, or join the page if you haven't already. And again, if you want to go deeper on this, you can go to johnbookbundle.com. I put together a bundle of 3 books plus 3 bonuses. It's super, super inexpensive. And if you don't like it for any reason, let me know. I'll give you your money back in full. You can keep the books, you can keep the bundle, the bonuses as well. So can't say better than that. So this is John Tye, author of Crush It with Kindle. That's how to get those initial reviews on your book. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Cheers.